Hello all, welcome to Code with Shantanu. Today we're going to create an apple catching game, right? So first of all, we'll take our backdrop, right? You go to outdoors and this blue sky, right? Nice blue sky. Choose a sprite. We're gonna start with 2, but we're gonna have more sprites. We'll copy and give me a second. Response. Ball right here, right? So this ball I want to write here. Y should be negative 147 and x will start with a 0, right? This apple, will come to the apple later, right? So first code for the ball. The ball is supposed to catch the apples and maybe the ball in the misc. So we want it to move, right? So we're gonna go to events when green flag clicked, as you know. Now in our ping ball game, remember, we controlled the X moving thing with our mouse, right? This time we're gonna control it with our left and right key arrows. So here we'll take a forever block and 2 if conditions, right? So we go to sensing and you take this block, key space pressed, right? So you press on space and there's a bunch of different arrows, right? So just click one of the right and one of the left, right? Now if the right arrow is pretty simple, we'll do change x by 10, and if it's left then we'll change x by negative 10, right? So here it is, simple, right? It's moving now, but we don't want the ball to go too far. Actually it's okay since it stops. So next we're going to code for our apple, but before that I'd like you to duplicate and call this the bomb. Name it the bomb, right? And we're gonna change its costume or design, right? So I've got this black color. All the sliders should be on this left side, exact left, right? Click here and we're gonna fill this whole apple with that nice black color. Oops. If you go out, just press the undo button, right? And we're just gonna fill this whole thing with black, right? Because bombs are black. So just take a moment to fill this in. I'm also gonna take some time. If you're just watching this video and not really building some code, you can skip forward in the video, right? I'm just gonna finish. There's just some red left some places, right? And done. Oops. And done, right? Now we need to create a sparkling effect to scare people. So go to brightness, full it so we can see. Let's take this red, right? This should be good. The color should be all the way to the right. Saturation and brightness is put almost to the right, right? And just create these lines and it will look like it's sparking. Done. So in this So let's go back to the apple. The apple, well, obviously you start with when green flag clicked, right? I already have a variable score. Give me a second, let me just remove it. Set score to 0, right? And I want it to go y should be 159, and the x, we're gonna have this pick random block. If you remember what it does, it just sends a signal to pick any number possibility between the two numbers I say, right? So each time if you see, it will go to a different xpath and this basket like this, right? So now I'm going to go to this forever block and we should have this change y by -3. So each time the loop comes, the apple will go down 3 pixels, right? Next we're going to have two if conditions. And number 1 is going to be sensing if it is touching the ball. If it's touching the ball, then I want it two things. Number 1, I'm gonna change score by 1, right? Because you kind of catch the apple, right? Second thing, I want it to go back to the top, right? So just copy this, duplicate it, and connect this back. Oops, stop it. And second thing, we're gonna go to operators, take this less than operator, right? And we're going to say if the y pause, set y, excuse me, y pause is less than -170, which is the bottom of it, then I want it to same thing, just duplicate this, put it right here, connect this again. Why does this keep doing that? Okay, now our code is complete for this, right? Now bomb. Well, actually first, can you just duplicate it 5 times, right? We're gonna need multiple apples, right, to kind of confuse the player, and one more time to create the yellow one, right? So for the 6th apple, go to costumes and instead of red, fill it with a nice yellowish color, right? Whoops. I'm just gonna leave it like this to save our time, but you can pause the video and fill it in, right? So just keep it, you can fill it in. I'm just gonna do this to save time, right? So it should have the same code too. The code also should get copied. So over here, if touching ball, then we would want to change it by -5, right? Because you don't want to catch a yellow apple, do you? At least I don't eat yellow apples. And that should be the only difference you make, right? And the bomb, forgot to tell you, can just start here, duplicate it. Oh, wait, it doesn't work like that. Okay, then we'll just write our code again. This and motion, go to our obvious this, -230 to 230, and this should be 159, right? Forever two ifs. Actually, would you need two ifs? Yeah, you do. So number one, if touching ball, then we would need to stop everything, right? Because imagine you don't want the bomb to explode and then same thing going. That wouldn't be like, game relative. And when you stop, it also shows the user that the game has ended. And the second one is actually just go to the operator and the lessing thing, remember? Oh, I forgot to put that. Now, actually, for the change y part, I'm gonna confuse it. Instead of -3, I'm gonna do -5. So it will go faster and less step for the ball to get out. Actually, if you want, you can do -6 if you're like a real challenge to it, right? So that was real fast. So next we're going to, oh right, over here. So again, we're gonna take its y pause, remember? And it should, if it's less than 170, then n, right? Now these apples, right? So this one is -3, right? So I want to just go and have different scores, like apple 2 you can have -2. Now 3 can be -4, right? Apple 4 you can do -5. Apple, this one you can do, I don't know, -6 maybe. And this is the yellow apple that you subtract -5, right? So if you want, you can just make it any score. I like it -3 to 5. I'm gonna do -5, right? So let's play to test our invention, right? So I did this, it's -5, right? Ooh, I just missed it. And now just to test a bomb, it stopped, you see? And my score is -4, right? Now if you want this is not necessary, but if you want, we can also have a high score in this, right? And don't, actually you can, and you can just move this high score right here, right? So when this touches bomb, right, we can actually have a if condition inside it. If, and again take this less than, if high score is less than score, then go to variables, set high score to score, right? And beginning of every game, obviously don't set high score to 0, because then what's the point of high score, right? And this, even if you shut your computer on, off, and turn it on, it will still have your high score. So that's the great thing about it, right? And yeah, obviously that wasn't unnecessary. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon, and like the video, and feel free to comment. Bye.